thing is optimizing that talent.
Today against the Jaguars. Today's game is sponsored in part by PNC Bank, Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey, PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale Systems, your Delaware Valley Honda dealers, Verizon, and Piazza Auto Group. You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Welcome to the Verizon Pregame Show, the Philadelphia Eagles, powered by Verizon. We're live today at Lincoln Financial Field as the 5-2 Eagles get set to take on the 2-6 Jaguars. Joe Giglio joined by Ike Reese, Hugh Douglas, Elliott Shore-Parks, Reuben Frank. Later on, we're joined by Reese, Howard Eskin, LeSean McCoy. Shady gets set to go in the Eagles Hall of Fame. He'll be with us about an hour from now right here at the Linc. And the last time we were here, guys, the Eagles were 2-2, coming off a bye. And we were hoping that this thing would turn around. And Ike Reese, it has 3 wins in a row, and it feels like we have turned the corner in this season. Good afternoon, Ike.
What's up, Joe G? Listen, I look at the team, and they've gotten a little better each week since the bye week. Today is another one of those tests where you're looking at, okay, how focused are we? How locked in are we? Are we approaching this in a business-like manner? Like the Jags, don't be fooled by their record. You know, they are a feisty team. They took Green Bay down to the wire last week. Could have very easily won that game. So if the Eagles come out and take care of business early today, then this shouldn't be an issue. But if you come in here unfocused and not ready to go from the opening kick, you're going to find yourself in a dogfight.
Yeah, Elliott, it feels like 3 weeks ago we had real questions on is this team even any good? And I think they've answered some of those questions, especially last week, the way they performed in Cincinnati against a good quarterback. They've turned a corner. And today, I agree with Ike's sentiment. Like today, if they need to take care of business today, this is a game that a good team wins, gets to 6-2, and then we start talking about how great they could be.
Yeah, I think it's time to give this team some credit. It's been a roller coaster season. You remember that New Orleans game, 3rd and 16, a minute to go. They were staring 1-3, like in the face. They could have very well fallen to that. They fought back, and it's something that team didn't do last year. Last year's team wasn't resilient. This team is resilient. And while Jalen hasn't played well for some games, they weren't great against the Browns. They start today as one of the best teams in the NFL based off how they've played over the totality of 7 games. So you're right. Today has to be a win. You have a big game coming up against Dallas. But I don't think you have to blow the Jaguars out. To Ike's point, the Jaguars aren't as bad as their record. They have a good quarterback. We know they have a good head coach. So go out there, get a win, and go into Dallas next week, and you're in a good spot.
Reuben, what's hit you the most the last 3 weeks post-bye? Because everything statistically has turned the other way, right? They're getting after the quarterback now. They're stopping the run. Jalen Hurts has played better. Reuben, last 3 weeks, what's hit you the most this turnaround?
Well, I think for me, it's the young defense. We're starting to see these guys. This is the youngest defense in the NFL and the youngest defense the Eagles have had. Without Slay today, their oldest player, Zach Bond, who's 27, as far as starters on defense. And these guys are starting to show up. We've seen Cooper DeJean really make a huge difference since he started playing. Nolan Smith starting to make plays. The whole group, as you're seeing the young corner, Quinyon Mitchell get better each week. These are young kids, and there's so much upside. Last year was one of the oldest defenses in the league. They got rid of all the dead weight, and now they're fast, they're speedy, they're confident, and they're making plays. And that's, I mean, look, there's a lot to like about the last 3 weeks, but for me, it's the way this young defense has emerged.
Hugh, that the Thundercats is. I think that's what
The young Thundercats.
That's what Rube's referring to. The young defenders. Look, they're tackling better, Hugh. They're getting after the quarterback for the first time all year. It looks, for the first time in 2 years, looks like we have a good defense around here, Hugh.
I see how you kind of threw that in there.
Well, of course, because I need you to say how important it is.
Certainly not a luxury.
Listen,
It's a luxury in the different sense of the word.
They're playing well now, but I think a lot of that ignorance is bliss. You're talking about a bunch of young guys out there that are trying to make a name for themselves. You know, I do believe that after a while, certain guys in the NFL, not taking any shots at anybody, but I'm talking about as a collective group, cornerbacks, they make business decisions when they've reached a certain status where they're trying to stay healthy and they don't want to make these tackles and everything like that. These young guys out there, that's the biggest thing that I noticed is when Cooper DeJean got on the field, tackles were being made. And guys are making tackles because they're trying to make a name for themselves. And in turn, they're helping out that front line and the pass rush is looking better. It goes hand in hand, man. I had the honor of playing with three of the best corners and safety that you could ever possibly play with. And it made my job that much easier. So it does go hand in hand. When you got those guys on the back end doing their job, it makes this pass rush that much better.
Well, it does. And they've done it the last couple of weeks, including Elliott last week with the way they closed that game. And they got multiple turnovers in the fourth quarter. They got the turnover on downs, the Cooper DeJean play. We haven't seen secondary players make plays like that in 2 years around here. That was the most impressive defensive quarter I've seen them have in a long time.
Yeah, so prior to the bye week, they were missing almost 8 tackles a game. They got that number down to 3. So I think the players deserve credit for that. The coaching staff deserves credit. I know they're practicing tackling over there at the NovaCare differently than they were before. But what was so impressive to me about that win last week is, yes, the turnover was massive, and they have to get more of those. But after the Chauncey turnover, they killed like 8 minutes off the clock in that fourth quarter. That's what the 2022 team did. They took the ball away, and then they held it for long stretches. At the end of 2023, think how many games they blew because they couldn't hold on to the ball. The Jets game, the Seahawks game, the Cardinals game. They almost blew the Patriots game. Having Saquon back there and the luxury of being able to kill so much time off the clock, that's why this has become a really hard team to beat.
Should we expect this to continue at the level? I mean, Rube, the last couple of weeks, they've blown teams out. The Jaguars coming here today 2-6. Ike was mentioning the idea of, they're probably maybe a little better than their record. They're close to some of these games. Rube, do you expect another kind of performance of the last couple of weeks from the Eagles today?
I think it'll be a closer game. Look, it's tough to win every game by 20, 23, 27 points. I don't care. I don't care if they win by 1. And Jacksonville does have some talent. Now they got some injuries. They're going to miss Christian Kirk. We'll see who's up at an hour and a half before kickoff. But they're well coached. They play hard, and they've got some young kids who are pretty good. And I like their quarterback. So I don't really care if they blow people out or not, as long as they keep stacking these wins together, which I think they'll do. I went into this 4-game stretch saying this is a real opportunity to get this thing right when you look at the Browns, the Giants, the Bengals, and the Jaguars. But it's also an opportunity for, if this doesn't go well, that could, you're talking about the end of Nick Sirianni's reign here. If they go 1-3 during this stretch, so they've taken care of business, and they could finish off that 4-game stretch today.
I mean, think about the last time this team actually had momentum. Was it 2022? I mean, even last year when they were 10-1, nobody felt great about how they were playing. It feels like it's been so long. Yeah, you did.
Well, they won 5 straight.
Well, no, but I mean,
but they won every game by like this, barely.
Right, but I don't think anyone left those games.
That we said they know how to win because
right, exactly.
We told ourselves that because we wanted to feel good, and then it all fell apart.
But now they have momentum. Like coming off that game, they have momentum. So to your point, Rube, today is about keeping that momentum.
Coming off that Bills game, I thought they had momentum. I think we all did.
Didn't they get smoked the next week?
They did.
Yeah. But coming off that
game, like 30 at home.
Saying coming off that game, they're 10-1. They had won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
They made
Jalen was an MVP leading candidate.
He was. That's true.
So I think we all
was that our last Kelly Green Day? Was that
it? Was. Yeah.
It was.
Oh, could maybe some drama with the Kelly Green. It is a Kelly Green Day.
Undefeated in Kelly Green.
They are. We also get the other part of today, of course, is that Doug Peterson is back with the Jaguars.
Dougie P.
Yeah, look, I think if you just look at the matchup, you say they should win this game convincingly. But the Jaguars have more talent than your typical 2-6 team.
Yeah.
Today's an interesting. And let me throw this at you. I threw it at Hugh on Friday. He rejected it. Today is really about focus because this to me has now they can still win, but it has trap game makings on it.
Oh, no doubt.
They went to Cincinnati last week, beat Joe Burrow. They go to Dallas next week, Washington after that.
2 divisional opponents coming up.
This feels like a clear look ahead kind of game. Like they just got to be focused today so the Jaguars don't come in here and make this a close game.
Listen, don't drink the perfume.
Whatever you do, don't drink the perfume.
Who the hell out here drinking perfume? Though?
I don't know. Nick Sirianni told the team.
I'm just rolling with Coach. Coach.
Who the hell out here drinking perfume?
We didn't talk about him enough coming off that bye week. He deserves a lot of credit for having this team refocused. And listen, he had the little situation after the Cleveland game.
3-0 in the buzz cut era.
I'll tell you what. They rallied around him after that, and so he deserves a lot of credit for having his team ready to go. This is a Nick Sirianni game from the standpoint of, are these guys locked in? Forget about all the noise on the outside, because the same people that are patting you on the back right now, believe me, we're going to be jabbing you tomorrow if you lose this game. So, Nick talked about not really listening to all that praise, right? Just keep your head down and go to work. And I think this team is mature enough, and listen, there's still players here that felt that collapse last year after 10-1. So they know guys like AJ, guys like Jalen, they know being 5-2, they haven't done anything yet. They still got a lot of football left to go. So I think they come in today ready to play, man.
Yeah, Hugh, don't speak that perfume.
This is Shady McCoy day, man. Come on, man.
It's a special day. Look, Doug's back. It's Shady McCoy Day. It is a special day here in Lincoln Financial Field. And Hugh, today, to me, like Ike said, and we've also, it's about focus today. They're not facing a good team. They've got some good ones coming up. They've got a really tough month in November. Today, if they're the kind of team we hope they could be, today's a win. I mean, that's the bottom line. You beat the Jaguars at home.
Yeah, and that's why I don't feel like this is a trap game, because a trap game is one of those games that you tend to overlook people. And I don't think that this team is in a position to overlook anybody. I mean, they're playing well, no question about it. But just like Coach Sirianni said, perfume drinking or whatever the hell y'all doing, you're not in a comfortable position where you should be overlooking anybody, because just a few weeks ago, we were talking about you having a whole meltdown out here looking like Britney Spears when she was dancing with those knives and whatnot. So you need to keep this team as focused as you possibly can until we get through this stretch and get on our way to Louisiana.
Sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's you. It's always us.
I like it. That's a great quote.
Come on, man.
I like it.
Man, Nick out here dropping pearls.
He is. He's got them playing good football. Right, coming up,
but I missed that one.
Oh, that was a good one.
Hear that one?
Coming up on the other side, we'll get into the player to watch.
Johnny Wilson's T-shirt.
We'll talk about the quarterback who seemingly has turned the corner. All right. The Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Benefits, HR, hiring, payroll, it's also complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Hi, I'm Joe Carfagno from Clear Employer Services, and we can expertly handle benefits, HR, hiring, and payroll for your small business. You don't have to wing it. Let me take the headache out of HR. No time for payroll? HRuncomplicated.com. New medical plans, new talent? HRuncomplicated.com. Let Clear Employer Services show you how to make HR uncomplicated so you can go back to running your business.
Preferred vendor of Independence Blue Cross. Visit HRuncomplicated.com.
When it comes to your home or business, Bradford White knows hot water is not optional. It's essential each and every day. That's why Bradford White makes water heaters that are built to be the best. With innovative features like our exclusive Microban antimicrobial technology that helps protect and keep the tank clean and extends the life of the water heater for top performance 24/7. How you heat your water matters, so choose the proven reliability of Bradford White. Learn more at bradfordwhite.com.
The Piazza Auto Group is proud to have served as the halftime sponsor of the Eagles Radio Network for over 20 years. As we hope for another championship, it's the perfect time to drive home in the new or certified pre-owned vehicle you've been wanting. The Piazza Auto Group features 18 brands, including Honda, Acura, Mazda, Hyundai, Genesis, Mini, Nissan, Subaru, and Volkswagen. To find the location nearest you or to shop their extensive inventory, visit PiazzaAutoGroup.com.
Hey, Birds fans. My name's Jim Snell, business manager for Steamfitters Local Union 420, a proud 121-year-old labor organization. We have been providing the healthcare industry with the safest and most highly skilled steamfitters, welders, and HVAC service technicians. Our members have been trained in all aspects of the healthcare industry so that our medical gas and ICRA barrier procedures exceed industry standard. Contact Steamfitters Local Union 420 for all your healthcare-related construction needs and visit our website at lu420.com. Go Birds!
The following is a paid commercial message.
Hey, Pennsylvania, you've got a big choice to make. Who are you going to send to the Senate?
Bob Casey's Pennsylvania through and through. Scranton born, PA values.
Dave McCormick's the hedge fund CEO, living in Connecticut for 15 years.
Casey is taking on Mexican drug cartels smuggling fentanyl and voted for the toughest border bill in history.
McCormick opposed that bipartisan border bill and got rich investing in Chinese fentanyl.
Casey is working to restore abortion rights.
McCormick wanted to outlaw abortion with no exception for rape.
Casey wrote the bill to expand Social Security.
McCormick's plan could cut Social Security and your Medicare.
Bob Casey has always fought for you.
Dave McCormick fights only for himself.
Pennsylvania, it's your choice now, and you have a great one with Bob Casey.
Paid for by Win Senate, which is responsible for the content of this ad. WinSenate.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Don't you just love the cooler months of fall? Only until we have to turn the heat on. That old furnace sounds like money falling right out of our pockets. We really need a more efficient HVAC system.
This fall, don't let your money fall faster than the leaves. For a limited time, Carrier is offering up to $2,200 off qualified energy-saving home comfort systems and financing to fit any budget. Visit nopaycarrier.com to find a dealer near you. Carrier, turn to the experts. Financing subject to credit approval.
We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. It begins with a game plan, preparing yourself for success on and off the field. Not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. And the best part about winning is winning as one. Build your tomorrow with Lincoln Financial.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. We're live at Lincoln Financial Field as the Eagles get set for a 4:05 kickoff against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ike Reese, Hugh Douglas, Joe Giglio, Elliott Shore Parks, Reuben Frank with you here. LeSean McCoy will join the show coming up in a little bit. He goes into the Eagles Hall of Fame today. And guys, a lot of the turnaround of this season, the last 3 weeks, has obviously been about the offense and how well they have played here, but specifically the quarterback. Since the bye, Jalen Hurts has played really good football. He's our player to watch, sponsored by the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, Local 1 of Pennsylvania and Delaware, now hiring bricklayers, stonemasons, and rubble masons. Visit bac-1.org to apply today. Elliot, the turnaround of Jalen Hurts, I mean, look, before the bye, it was a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough production, and since the bye, it's been way better. Last week, I thought it was the best he's played since 2022.
Yeah, I think this is the best version of Jalen we've seen in his career. I think he played better in 2022, but when you take into account what he's doing before the snap and now that he's taking care of the ball, this is the most complete quarterbacking Jalen has done. I mean, think of how much time we spent last season and during the offseason saying they have to be better against the blitz. They have to be better against the blitz. We don't even think about it anymore because he's been awesome against it. He's great making checks at the line. He's great audibling. He's been really good getting rid of the ball over these past few weeks, keeping it out of harm's way. I think Jalen, in a totality of 7 games, he's been almost everything you could hope for.
Ike, has he fully turned the corner in Kellen Moore's offense? You know, you look back in his career when he was in college and the pros, that first month with a new coordinator, it's always been choppy for him. Yeah. And then even though we knew that, we still were worried that first month. We were like, oh, this is not good enough. But now October's rolled around, and it looks a lot better. Last week, after the one bad pass he had in the flat, I think he was 13 for 13 to finish the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, I certainly hope it is. It'll be interesting today, right? Because they're going to have to fight against the urge of wanting to throw the ball against this Jags secondary.
Not a good defense, yes. Especially the secondary.
So, you know, if they come out throwing the ball and it's not successful, this crowd's going to let Nick know about it, and they'll be telling him to run the ball again. But I think Jalen is operating the offense with efficiency. I like what they've done as far as putting him under center more. You know, I think that makes Saquon's running threat a lot better. The play action passes are there. The thing I loved about last week with Jalen is that he didn't leave the pocket. He sat in the pocket. He allowed routes to develop, and he went through his progression several times last week. So I think having that sort of calming sort of presence and knowing how to maneuver the pocket is going to help him out a lot. Listen, he uses his legs when he needs to, but for the most part, this is the formula they should use moving forward. I don't know if I need Jalen to throw the ball 35 times.
You don't.
I don't know if I need that. You know, Detroit is running with Jared Goff throwing the ball 5 times or less every game.
And he's just really efficient.
Yes.
Like when he throws it, it's touchdowns or first downs. Yeah, they don't ask him to throw the ball 40 times.
Great running game they have. They use a lot of play action. I like what I see there. I don't mind adopting that philosophy. I think Jalen realizes that he doesn't have to try to force plays, and he can allow them to develop and come to him. So, yeah, he's playing his best football. I mean, I won't go all the way back to 22. I mean, he did outduel Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Tua and Dak and all those guys.
I just think he has so much more on his but he has more on his plate this year. Like he has pre-snap so much more responsibility.
Yeah.
So I just think for his long-term future, you're seeing a version of a quarterback. Ultimately, Jalen wasn't going to last in the NFL for long if he couldn't make the pre-snap reads, if he couldn't handle the blitz protections and all that. So now that he's doing it, it's a real reason to feel encouraged about his long-term future and ability to play the position.
Well, and last week was just so encouraging, Ruben, because we hadn't seen that kind of performance this season. You know, and it's one thing to say, well, a guy's done it. Well, okay, but the NFL changes fast, right? You have to keep doing it. Otherwise, you start to wonder, is it still there? Yeah. Ruben, last week, that reminded me of the best of Jalen Hurts, the way he threw the ball and I thought last week, Ruben, he was more decisive. When he decided to stay in the pocket, he stayed in. And when he wanted to run, he ran.
I think the biggest thing we're seeing, and I just kind of alluded to this, he's not forcing the ball. Mm-hmm. And it took him a while to get used. How many play callers? He had Nick as a play caller, then he had Shane Steichen, then he had Brian John. He's got his fourth play caller in 4 years or in 5 years. He had Doug his first year. He's not forcing the ball to AJ. He's not forcing the ball to Devontae. He's letting the play come to him. And I think when he looked at his first few games during the bye, he saw that he was doing that. Right. And that's where the turnovers came, when he was forcing the ball. And you look at him, is either holding it too long because he wanted to get it to AJ, forcing it to AJ with three guys on him. He stopped doing that. And it'd be nice if Dotson could actually be a part of the offense so he'd have another weapon to throw to. But I just like that he's playing within himself. He's not – I mean, all the things you guys said, he's playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, and he's getting used to Kellen Moore's offense, and it took a while.
Well, it did. And Ike, to your point on the balance, that feels like – it feels like since the bye they've made a concerted effort. And Lane Johnson spoke about it on Friday. The players spoke up. Mm-hmm. They wanted to run the football more. Do you think this is the formula now, or are they going to eventually go back to trying to throw the ball? Because they always do. Every time we think they're going to be balanced. And I think you're right. And the next few weeks, they play a lot of defense that aren't that great. I could see them getting the urge to want to throw the ball around, even though the balance is why they're good now.
Yeah, I think they like winning more than the preferred choice of how to win. Like, they would prefer to throw the ball. We know Jeffrey Lurie loves the forward passing game. And you got two wide receivers making $25 million. You want to get them the ball, but you got a pretty damn good option in the backfield, man, in Saquon Barkley. And I tell you, this dude is getting 5 and 6 yards at a time, setting it up for 2nd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. I like winning. I like winning.
I think everyone does. I think that should be the ultimate goal here.
Yes.
The other part of this
I hope they stick with it.
They have a better run-blocking offensive line right now. Mekhi Becton is better as a run blocker. With Jordan Mailata out, Fred Johnson is better as a run blocker. So, look, every team wants to win running the ball. You kill more time off the clock. It's less likely you turn it over. They're going to have to throw to get leads. Like that, they'll still have to be able to move the ball through the air. But they are a team set up to win running the ball and to kill clock at the end of games to secure those wins.
And you wear down the defense.
Yeah, and they'll take their shots. I mean, they're going to throw the ball. You got weapons like we have on the outside. You certainly don't want to waste them. But I'm just talking about the games where you're throwing the ball 30 to 35 times and you only run it 12, 15 times. Like those are the games I think we fall in love with the pass and it gets out of whack. So, like having Saquon back there, man, I wish we could run a screenplay.
Why can't they?
Jalen can't throw it.
We cannot run a screenplay.
Elliot, I used to try to think maybe that wasn't it. I think the more we watch it, it's just not a strength of Jalen.
Yeah,
because DeAndre Swift went to Chicago, and Caleb Williams is dropping it off to him for screens. I'm seeing them all the time now.
They've tried it a few times this year. He gets batted at the line. He overthrows. It's not it's not his arsenal. Yeah.
Well, you know what Jalen's strength is the more we watch it? It's his deep ball. I mean,
deep ball.
Well, that's why I think this can work, but they have to be – the reason it's working, Ike, on only throwing the ball 20, 25 times is he hits 2 or 3 40-yarders.
Yes.
Like those explosive plays. Last week, that throw to Devontae was basically the game. Like, he hit that, and I was like, oh, they got this. Like, they're moving now. So I think they found something here, Ruben. The big plays in the passing game and running the football, it feels like the offense has it found its identity? Are we here now?
Well, there's going to be games where they're going to have to throw it a lot. It's just going to happen where a team, like you look at the Browns, they stack the box.
Yep.
Jim Schwartz is going to do that single high. But there's going to be games where he's got to throw the ball 30 times and complete 21 of them, a couple touchdowns and not turn it over. But I think that for this team to really go where it wants to go, this running game is something they can really lean on almost every week.
Hugh, run the ball?
Oh, you know I'm with running the ball.
I know you are.
A quarterback's best friend is the running game. And it has been proven to be so especially with this young quarterback. He looks better because, like I said, he's not throwing the ball as much. When you got a guy back there and all he's relying on, and we've talked about it, some guy in the crowd was yelling wheel route. We were talking about screen routes and things like that. That's not Jalen's strength right now. And if you can let him throw the deep ball and incorporate some of those runs in there that allows him to throw the deep ball, then so be it.
Well, and Elliott, the offensive line, you mentioned they're better as a run group right now. They were good last week overall, though. I mean, I just thought last week was the best version of the offense we've seen. They were good pass blocking, run blocking, Saquon, Jalen. And when AJ's in there, and you've alluded to this a lot during our pregame shows this year, when AJ plays, this offense is one of the best in the NFL.
Yeah,
undefeated.
I don't get the whole talking
4-0,
point
right?
of like, well, they have they have to rely on AJ. Like, yeah, that's why they paid him $100 million. Yeah, that's why they acquired him. He's not going anywhere. So I'm fine with them throwing it up to him, deep shots. I know they're 50-50 balls, but with Devontae and AJ, they complete a high percentage of those passes. So I don't need to see 7-8 completions over the middle, 5 yards at a time down the field. If you have the special playmakers to make big plays down the field, yeah, I'm fine relying on that.
Well, they should. I mean, like most teams do, right? You look at the NFL each week in the box scores, most of the best receivers get 12, 13, 14 targets a game. Keep throwing the ball to A.J. Brown, right? I mean, Hugh, use A.J.
Usually
Brown.
good things happen.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think right now with this offense, and we saw a little bit of it last week, yards after the catch, put them in position more because it's a big dinner table, but everybody's not going to get the same amount of chicken. So you got to, when you catch the rock, you got to do something with it.
Is it a chicken or a rock, the ball?
Well,
Rock Cornish hen.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
All right, coming up on the other side, we will look at the state of the race, including the trade deadline coming up on Tuesday, what the Eagles could add and how it affects a really interesting NFC playoff race. This is the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Are you tailgating right now? Stop by the WIP Toyota Tailgate Zone next to the Wells Fargo Center for a chance to win Eagles Dallas tickets. Thanks to your local Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud partner of the Eagles. Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL.
My name is Anton Moore, and I'm from Philadelphia. Around here, we have hardworking people that just need a break. Whether it's investing in small businesses or making housing affordable, Vice President Harris gets it.
Kamala Harris is making sure Black men have the tools to build generational wealth. She'll put a policy in place that gives 1 million forgivable loans to help entrepreneurs, including Black entrepreneurs, start their own businesses. She also plans to give $25,000 in down payment assistance for first-time homeowners and crack down on racial bias in home appraisals. Harris's plan will help Black men own more assets so we can build long-term wealth.
This is what an investment in my community looks like. We're trying to build generational wealth. No get-rich-quick schemes, no scams, no one-time check, none of that. Vice President Harris got our back. I'll be there on November 5th. Will you be there?
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Harris for President.
Hi, it's Merrill. Hand & Stone Massage and Facial Spa is here to help you distress after the game. Visit them to restore, relax, or refresh with a much-needed massage or facial for an introductory price starting at just $79.95. They offer an abundance of facial and massage services. Visit any one of their 60 spas in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philadelphia, including the Lehigh Valley, or go to handandstone.com. Restrictions apply. See spa for details.
Football is all about protection. Helmet protects your head. The line protects the QB. But what's protecting you? With Penny, Pennsylvania's health insurance marketplace, you can protect yourself with high-quality health coverage at the lowest cost. It's open enrollment. Doors are open for Pennsylvanians to apply and enroll at penny.com. Enroll by December 15th. You're worth protecting at pennie.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
It's time to cut your old point of sale system and revolutionize your business with PDQ POS. Joe Flynn and his team at PDQ have been the industry leader for over 35 years. They offer everything from mobile POS to self-service kiosks and the best service and support in the industry. For the fastest, easiest, and most reliable POS available, trust PDQ POS. No matter how many locations you have, they'll build a custom solution for your business. Visit pdqpos.com.
The Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 1 of Pennsylvania and Delaware, founded in 1865, is the longest continuous union in North America, founded right here in Philadelphia. Bricklayers, stonemasons, rubble masons looking for excellent and competitive wages, top-notch health care, safe working conditions, state-of-the-art training facilities, and premier retirement packages? Please apply within. Call the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers at 215-856-9505 or visit bac-1.org to apply today.
Dear Spotlight, Toyota has more all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles than any other brand. Find your perfect ride, and you'll shine bright day or night. Toyota, let's go places.
This football season, get in the game at Acme. Buy participating products and receive touchdown tokens to redeem for entries into the Swoop In and Win sweepstakes. You could win 2025 Eagles season tickets or autographed Eagles merch and more. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Bird Gang Spirits is made for the true Philly fans, the pre-gamers, tailgaters, dieharders, and lifelongers. Now you can raise a glass to number 25 himself, Eagles legend LeSean Shady McCoy, with their new very limited edition Bird Gang Shady Bourbon Whiskey, crafted to honor Shady's induction into the Eagles Hall of Fame. This special release is the spirit of Philly pride in every pour. Pre-order now to reserve a bottle or two of LeSean Shady McCoy's Bird Gang Kentucky Bourbon at BOTLD.com. Please drink responsibly.
This week at Acme, don't miss the football items of the week. Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew or Bubbly for $3.99 each when you buy 5. Or Butterball Original or White Turkey Burgers for $9.99. Stop in and discover why football is better at Acme, your tailgating headquarters.
This is the Verizon Pregame Show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. It's a Kelly Green Day here at Lincoln Financial Field. The crowd pouring in. LeSean McCoy set to join us in about a half hour right here. Shady going into the Eagles Hall of Fame today. Joining Hugh Douglas as an Eagles Hall of Famer today.
Yay. Where's your jacket at, Hugh?
Well, why would you do me that on? Why would you do me like that on?
I did it to him on Friday. He wasn't happy about it.
I got it somewhere. It's somewhere. I ain't done unpacking, man. I'm packing. I'm trying to move it to my spot. I ain't done unpacking.
Just borrow Shady's today.
No, you know what's funny? They kept asking, "Where's your jacket?" I ain't found it yet.
Gotta get you another one.
No, they definitely ain't gonna do that. They definitely ain't about to do that.
No way. All right, so Shady's going to join us in a little while here. We got a lot to do on the pregame show as we get set for the 2-6 Jaguars, 5-2 Eagles today, including hitting the ramifications of this game and the upcoming trade deadline on Tuesday. Let's hit the state of the race here.
The state of the race.
All right, guys. Every week we kind of look at what's going on around the NFL and the NFC, and it looks to me like it's going to be a great playoff race, Elliot, in the NFC. The division, the Commanders are up right now 21-7 at halftime. They're probably heading to another victory. We know the Eagles are 5-2, trying to chase them down. But just the overall picture of the NFC, Elliot, when I look at it, I think it's going to be tight the whole year. And I am starting to wonder if the Eagles are going to do anything by Tuesday at the trade deadline to try to put themselves over the top. Elliot, your thought on the deadline this year? There doesn't seem to be an obvious thing they need, but they certainly could use upgrades at a lot of places.
Well, I think they could use a pass rusher. I know we all feel better about the past few weeks. Nolan Smith has been better. Josh Sweat's improving. I don't think they have an edge rusher other teams fear yet. And it's obviously hard to acquire one of those guys, but I would look at Zadarius Smith out of Cleveland. He's been really good this year. He has 4 sacks. Last year, he was in the top 20 in hits, hurries, and sacks. The year before, he was top 5. He's 32, so I know there's a bit of like Robert Quinn worry there, but he's playing way better at this point of his career than Robert Quinn was. So if it's going to take a 5th-round pick, I would definitely call Cleveland and see if you could get that done.
Trade deadline is what's on the menu, sponsored by Hatfield. Put pork on your fork. Visit simplyhatfield.com for more game day recipe inspiration. By the way, the Browns are down 20-3 at halftime to the Chargers. They're going to be 2-7 most likely, so they're going to sell more parts off.
That Jameis Magic, it didn't work.
That's always a 1 week thing.
You only get 1 week.
Yeah, come on.
That Jameis Magic didn't work. They were believing it too in Cleveland. I told Joe that he believed it.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the pass rush here. How real is this, and can they use another pass rush, right? Because, look, it's been better the last 3 weeks, right? They got to the quarterback a lot. Nolan Smith is starting to look like an NFL player, a real
Bryce
one.
Huff getting closer to the quarterback.
But is it enough? Like, do they need a pass rusher by Tuesday?
Yeah, because here's the thing. While they are getting a little better each week, and it's nice to see Nolan Smith consecutive weeks getting to the quarterback. I know Bryce Huff is fighting to get there. He's close. He's fighting to get there.
I like how you do it. What you do in the fist.
He's fighting to get there. He's fighting to get there.
I believe in him.
Like he's some
him.
freshman or something. He's a $35 million player. Yeah.
You're
go get him, buddy.
You're close, little guy.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's not enough. So, yeah, I would be in the market for a pass rusher. And Smith out of Cleveland is a nice piece. Probably would have him just for the rest of this year. I don't know what his contract.
Yeah, he's under contract next year for only $1.5 million.
Okay, so you could possibly have him
for the low
next year.
Yeah,
and it's not going to cost you a lot. I don't want to give up because we're not getting a Myles Garrett or a Max Crosby. So you're not giving up your top end draft picks, but for 5th or 6th rounder, yeah, I'm in.
Well, especially when you look around the rest of the conference, I think it's getting late enough in the season where you can start to do that. The Eagles, there's no team other than the Lions that I think definitively belong ahead of the Eagles. The Packers have been good. The Eagles beat the Packers. The Cowboys aren't playing well. Washington looks great. They have no playoff experience. They have a rookie quarterback. So when Howie makes these decisions on Tuesday, he has to look around the conference and go, it is right there for the taking. So one player could be the difference between the Eagles getting to Jared Goff in the championship game or not getting to Jared Goff.
A little bit of pushback, though, because I think that as a group, this group is rushing better. So if you add a guy like Zadarius Smith, who are you taking reps from?
It's a fair question.
Who I'm taking reps from?
I know who the answer is. You're not going to like it.
No, you can't.
Yes, it's Huff.
Wait a minute, Joe.
It's Bryce Huff.
First of all, now I have to get the financial part of this. You ain't taking the $50 million
I don't care.
dude off the
I'm trying to win games here, Hugh Douglas.
No, and they are winning games, and they're getting better up front.
I don't trust these guys in January.
I can't argue that.
They're right. Like when it gets to the playoffs.
But they are getting better. They might be better by the time January get here.
Might be.
But you ain't shaking them dice. Hey, I hit an 8-leg parlay, man, so I'm feeling real lucky.
Yeah. We got Von Hebron in the house. What's up, Big
Von?
What's up, man? Yes, sir.
Von look like he can still play.
Man, Von's still looking good, man.
Doing that Pilates.
Yeah.
I mean,
doing Pilates.
Yeah, looking good.
The other part of the pass rush is they've played bad offensive lines the past few weeks. So
exactly,
Detroit has an excellent offensive line. They have great tackles. So that's really what this is about. The Eagles, as currently constructed, are good enough to win the division. They're good enough to win a playoff game. What we're really going up against is, can this team beat Detroit? Like, can they go to Detroit, which is probably what they would have to do, and beat them there? And right now, I don't think they have enough on the front line to impact that passing attack that the Lions have.
Slow down, E. I'm not giving up home field advantage yet.
Oh, there you go. Maybe it's here.
Detroit is only a game ahead of us.
Let's get Goff outside. That's the key.
Exactly. They're playing a tough division. They're going to lose another game or two.
Maybe today.
Yeah, so
in Green Bay.
I'm not giving up home field advantage just yet. We got a chance to be the number 1 seed.
I like it.
Well, part of the reason I think it's so important to get another pass rusher is last time they got to Super Bowl 2 years ago, they kind of had a charmed path, right? They got Daniel Jones, and then Brock Purdy got hurt because of the pass rush.
Yep.
This year, I mean, just play it out. They may have to go through Jaden Daniels, Jordan Love, Jared Goff.
Some guys that got some wheels.
Yeah, there's real quarterbacks at the top of the NFC now, along with Jalen and the Eagles. So that could be it.
Any other position you think Howard could attack? I mean, wide receiver.
No more receivers.
We got Jahan Dotson.
Dotson stinks.
He's going to come around.
Oh, stop
that.
Yeah, come on now.
I ain't buying that.
Hey, wait a minute. I think it'd be optimistic with one.
Yeah. One guy.
We let you have that.
Yeah. We don't use the third receiver anyway, so.
No, he's a non-factor.
What about a
Craig
tight end?
Calcaterra, he's been
balling. What about a tight end? Goddard hasn't been able to stay healthy.
They could do that.
They don't have a great blocking tight end, but we're talking about backup players at this point.
Yeah.
The only impactful starter they could trade for is although honestly defensive tackle too. Like we talked about the edge, but Jordan Davis is playing less and less snaps. Moro Jamo and Milton Williams aren't proven by any measure. If they can get a good defensive tackle next to Jalen Carter, that could be impactful as well.
All right, coming up next, we'll look at the inactives for the game. Jaguars news report, the Eagles, who's in, who's out. This is the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. We're only boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Watching our birds with the family is tradition. So is saving money on your heating bills. Sign up for the CNC Heating and Air Conditioning Maintenance Plan to minimize the wear and tear of your system and lower your bills this winter. In need of an HVAC replacement, CNC makes budgeting your new system easy with their 0% financing options. CNC Heating and Air Conditioning, your local York certified comfort experts. Schedule your free estimate today at cc-hvac.com.
There's nothing quite like the Honda Civic Hybrid, Accord Hybrid, and CR-V Hybrid when it comes to exhilarating efficiency. With hybrid technology and thrilling capability, these vehicles deliver an electrifying performance on every drive. But what truly makes these hybrids special is the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Redefine your driving experience with Honda, KBB.com's best value brand of 2024.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelly Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
The following is a paid commercial message.
Kamala Harris gets that everyday costs are too high. She has real plans to tackle price gouging, cut taxes for middle-class families, and make life more affordable. Her opponent's plan?
Donald Trump plans to impose what is, in effect, a national sales tax. On everyday products, it will mean higher prices on just about every one of your daily needs. A Trump tax on gas, a Trump tax on food, a Trump tax on clothing, a Trump tax on over-the-counter medication. Donald Trump's plan would cost a typical family $3,900 a year. When everyday prices are too high, he will make them even higher.
Kamala Harris, a better plan for lowering costs for a future we. For by FFPAC, ffpac.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hi, this is Howard Eskin to talk about Jack Daniels, tailgating, and the birds. It doesn't get any better, so stop by your local PA Fine Wine and Good Spirit store and get game day ready with the original Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey, along with Jack Daniels Fire, Honey, and Apple, or grab a case of Jack and Coke or Jack and Coke Zero Sugar, now ready to drink in a can. Also available at select grocers. Jack Daniels, born for the tailgate, and please drink responsibly.
Whiskey Specialty, 7% ABV, Jack Daniels Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels is 100% of the registered trademarks of Jack Daniels Properties, Inc. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
This holiday season, spread some cheer by stopping by Cozy Jewelers for their Black Friday toy drive. From November 23rd through the 30th, save 20% off select in-stock items at Cozy Jewelers when you bring in a new unwrapped toy. Paul Cozy will help you pick out the perfect gift that will make this the most magical holiday ever. Step up to the 5th C. That's color, cut, clarity, carrot, and cozy. Visit Cozy Jewelers in Newtown Square for their Black Friday toy drive, November 23rd through the 30th, or cozyjewelers.com.
Hey, Eagles fans, this is Merrill Reese. Phones weren't made to be broken, but life happens. So when you break your phone, Verizon in Philly's got you. Trade in any phone from one of their top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on one of their best 5G phones with unlimited ultimate. Switch now and save. Available at a Philly area Verizon store.
There are lessons to be learned every day, and every day is an opportunity to find our purpose. It begins with a game plan, not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. Build your tomorrow at LincolnFinancial.com.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with unlimited ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. We're live today at Lincoln Financial Field. We get set for the Eagles and the Jaguars at 4:05 today. Doug Peterson back in Philadelphia. LeSean McCoy, who will join us here live in about 15 minutes, is going into the Eagles Hall of Fame today.
Yeah, shout out to Bubba Miller, man. I didn't even recognize Bubba when he came up here.
How about that?
Yeah,
everyone's here today.
Everybody here to see Shady going to the Hall of Fame.
And joining us right now, speaking of here today, is Dave Spadaro as inactives are out. Dave, how we doing today, man?
Good. I don't think anything's really interesting.
Who ain't playing?
Eli Ricks is up. I mean, that's he's a
Slay down.
Slay down.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Like, when you transition a position, the Eagles have done so the last 2 years at the cornerback position. You know, Eli was one of those guys last year who maybe a really bright future, got some playing time, and then all of a sudden you bring in Mitchell and DeJean, and Eli Ricks is like on the bubble, roster bubble. So today, any reps he gets is really, really important.
Why do you think Tristan McCullum's down? I just realized.
I don't know.
That's a weird one, right?
Well, you've got Avante can play safety. You've got Sidney Brown.
Maybe
up.
Sidney's more ready than
Sidney's
he has
more
been.
ready.
Okay,
so they've got some young depth in the defensive backfield. I like it a lot. And again, I believe that is the overall biggest improvement in this defense is those young guys in the secondary have made the entire defense better.
Definitely.
Well, they're playmakers back there. I mean, that play last week, that Cooper DeJean made was awesome. I mean, not only to recognize that he fought through traffic, and then Jamar Chase is not easy to take down, and he took him right down.
Yeah, kept his head up, saw his target to hit.
Sprinted through him.
And ran through him, yeah. I mean, and the thing that I love about it is that he wasn't out of control, right? So he was still under control. We've seen guys miss that same tackle by running up, ducking their head, and out of control. So Cooper, that's one of his best assets is tackling. And not only that play, what about the play where he
at the goal line?
At the goal line,
Yep.
yes, that was impressive as well. So I think Cooper is going to be a fan favorite for a lot of us.
They're making names for themselves, man. They're not making business decisions.
For you guys on defense, like the way today's game works, Cooper didn't practice for much of training camp at all. He only played in one preseason game. They don't ever tackle in practice. So for him to be so sound as a tackler, tackling against those big, rubber circular things or donuts. Joe Casper getting tackled, the defensive backs coach getting tackled. Like for him to be that good this early, I think he's both of. I think the Eagles hit on both of them.
Definitely. But you know what? You know what part of that is
definitely.
too, because they're young. And they probably did tackling drills in college.
Oh, dude, he went to Iowa.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. He was tackling every day.
They're tackling folks. Like it's when you've been in the league a while and cats forget how to tackle. That's what.
You think what it is, really?
Oh, seriously. Seriously, because like not going back in the time machine, we tackle when we play, and nowadays it's not one of those things that as you get older, you get further removed from it. And like I said, when you got some young cats out there that are hungry, they just got out of college, that's all they know.
Well, that's what's great about youth is that it's untapped talent. And so they don't have a lot of the bad habits or preconceived notions about playing the game and making business decisions. They're out there young, hungry.
They're trying to make a name for themselves.
Make a name for themselves. And that's a plus.
The other thing about the youth is, I will say, they have impressive personalities as well. Like they don't seem to ever panic out on the field. The Jamar Chase play you're talking about, even just to keep your composure in that moment. We've seen Quinyon Mitchell one-on-one down the field, very calm. So look, I think succeeding in the NFL is obviously a lot about your personality. I think these two have a good personality for this city as well.
And they got that want to. They got that want to.
Let's talk about a young guy who's going to play a lot today in for Slay. Isaiah Rogers, the power player of the game, sponsored by IBEW Local Union 98 in partnership with Nika Penn-Delgers. They're proud to power progress in Philadelphia. All right, Ike, what do we expect out of Rogers? He made that was a huge play last week when he tipped the ball up to CJ GJ, and now he gets a shot. We all thought he played well in camp. Then he hurt his hand. It's kind of like he fell out of the mix, but now with Slay down, he's going to play today.
Yeah, and listen, this was a guy that was in the mix for a starting spot. You thought in training camp, and his misfortune was fortunate for Q to move back out to the outside, and he hasn't left that outside spot since. And Isaiah Rogers on a 1-year deal, I believe, and so he's trying to reestablish himself and his name in this league. So I expect him to take full advantage of his opportunity being out there. He has very good speed. He's a veteran, so he's played in the league. Hell, he's played in that division, AFC South, so he knows about Jacksonville. I expect him. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets one today. If he gets an interception today.
Oh, let me go on and put that down for my prop.
And to remind people,
let me go and get that one.
Where Isaiah Rogers came from, suspended for violating the league's gambling policy.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Misses the entire.
Ain't nothing wrong with it for me and you.
Misses the entire 2023 season. Howie Roseman signs him after the Colts released him
for free.
And you take a chance on a guy, you like what you've seen. Nick Sirianni knew of him a little bit, and so they take a chance. He waits a whole year, he comes in, and today he has a chance to, as you say, reestablish himself in the league and help the Eagles win. And as you look down the line here, the more depth you have in the defensive secondary, it is so huge in this long season.
Yes, great first name too.
Isaiah.
I was
There
waiting
you
for you
go.
to say it. We all were. All right. Well, we have a lot to look forward to today.
Should we call him Ike Rogers?
He go by Ike.
From now on, he is Ike Rogers.
He's got to earn Ike. He's still Isaiah.
Yeah, he needs to
he's still Isaiah.
So that tip last week, he started earner. All right, coming up on the other side, Howard Eskin will join us, and then LeSean McCoy will be up here.
The King looking good.
Yeah,
over
we
there.
got Hall of
Hey,
Famers
I
coming
gotta
up,
tell him
and we have a fan in our crowd ready to give us an Eagles chant coming up in about 10 minutes. The Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Piazza Premium Automobiles is proud to serve as the halftime sponsor of the Eagles Radio Network. As the team drives for another win, experience ultimate luxury in a newer certified pre-owned vehicle from Piazza Premium Automobiles with exclusive brands like Land Rover, Jaguar, Porsche, BMW, Infiniti, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and Mercedes-Benz. You're sure to elevate your drive. To find the Pennsylvania, Delaware, or New Jersey location nearest you, visit PiazzaPremiumAutos.com.
I'm Mark Lynch, business manager of IBEW Local Union 98. We are proud to connect with the best NECA Pendel Jersey chapter. Together, NECA and Local 98 do the work that powers our great city. Local 98's 5,500 highly trained members approach every job with integrity and excellence. Our clients can count on superior craftsmanship completed utilizing the latest methods, and we're always ensuring safety on the job. If you want the best for your next project, use the top-notch professionals of IBEW Local Union 98.
Fall into savings with Guided Door and Windows buy one, get one half off sale. For every window or door you buy, get the second at 50% off. And you can mix and match these savings. Buy an entry door, get half off a storm door. Buy a patio door, get 50% off a window. The more you need, the more you save. Plus, take advantage of interest-free financing for up to 18 months. Call Guida to schedule a free estimate at 877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's go, GUIDA.com.
Birds fans will tell you the other team might not notice the early warning signs of trouble, like the quick hits, the pressured throws, the third and longs. Heart failure can sneak up on you too. The early warning signs can be subtle: sudden weight gain, loss of appetite, persistent cough, and more. It's a serious condition that needs expert care from a team like Deborah Heart and Lung Center. So if something's just not right, take a time out and ask a Deborah specialist. DemandDeborah.org.
Hey, it's Joe Camera. This time of the year isn't just football season. It's not just the holiday season. It's the tire season, the best season of the year. And the best place to take your car is United Tire and Service. That's right. It's not just tire. It's United Tire and Service. They have it all, from new tires to full inspections and more. And you know, if you take care of your car, it'll take care of you. Well, take care of it at United Tire. For the best prices of the year, find the nearest locally owned United Tire by going to UnitedTire.com. Don't drive alone. Drive United.
Kamala Harris is pushing taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners. She admitted it.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
Just listen to what Charlemagne the God had to say.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners? Hell no, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that.
Kamala even supports letting biological men compete against our girls in their sports. Kamala's pushing her far-left agenda and ignoring our community. While we're struggling to pay our bills, Kamala's giving free health care and free housing to illegals. They're getting our jobs, and they're bringing crime and drugs to our neighborhoods. And what do we get? Nothing but empty promises that lead to empty wallets. Kamala's giving welfare to illegals and paying for sex changes for inmates. Kamala is for they, them. President Trump is for us.
I'm Donald Trump, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Donald J. Trump for President 2024, Inc.
If there's one thing I learned from playing, is that a winning team is built on a solid foundation. The same goes for your home. That's why you need Groundworks on your roster. Philadelphia's experts in basement waterproofing, foundation, and crawl space repair. Their team of dedicated professionals is here to tackle any challenge. Whether you have water in your basement, sagging floors, or smells coming from your crawl space, Groundworks is here to protect your home for game day and beyond. Book your free inspection today at groundworks.com.
Philadelphia, our city of neighborhoods, of hustle, of grit. We see its best days up ahead. If you do too, join us. Visit work.phila.gov. Choose a career with purpose, with meaning, with impact. so we can be an even better city. One Philly, a united city for all. Visit work.phila.gov.
This is the Verizon Pregame Show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. LeSean Shady McCoy set to join us in just a little bit up here as we get set for a big one. He goes in the Eagles Hall of Fame today. Joining us right now, Howard Eskin, as we get set to welcome back Doug Peterson. Shady. Howard, how are we doing today?
I'm just absolutely great. It's game day.
It is game day.
So you got to be great.
Well, is it going to be a big game, a big performance by the Eagles today? Howard, what do you think? I mean, three straight wins.
They win the game.
Well, no, but I want to know how they win the game. Is this I want another big victory today. Are we getting one of those?
Okay, here's the way I look at it. They're coming off their best game. They obviously feel good about themselves. You don't want them to feel too good about themselves coming into this game because they got to do the same thing again. If they smoke this team today, they have really taken the next step towards some really good things. If they kind of, I wouldn't say struggle, but if it's closer than it should be, then, they got some work ahead of them because of the schedule that they have coming up.
Are they covering today?
That's that's what I'm asking.
You know what? Don't bet the game.
Do you know who you're talking about?
No. You know what?
People need to know, Howard.
When you bet to win. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like the game laying 7.5 points.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Okay.
All right.
Take the money line.
Yeah, win like $1. What is it? Probably minus. Yeah.
Well, the way Hugh Douglas bets, you win like 50
Hey, listen, I won $30 though.
Hey, listen, I'm not promoting gambling. I know
that's all we do on this station.
I know.
It used to be Vegas Vic. What happened to you?
But I don't promote it. It's just, first of all, like parlays. Anybody that bets a parlay is a stone cold dope.
Like Hugh Douglas.
Right?
Wait a minute, hold up.
They are fun.
I got 20 different parlays going right
It's
now.
Sunday, Howard. What are you talking about?
Parlays are for losers.
I hit. You talking to Mr. 8? I hit an
And you
8
won
parlay.
$30.
Yeah, I did.
Now, what are you
I
going to
was proud
spend
of
it on? A
myself.
Big Mac?
Another parlay.
I'm gonna get me another. I'm gonna play this
Howard.
money until I get me about $100.
Howard,
Might get Coke.
trade deadline's Tuesday. Anything? We expect something from the Eagles here? Every
I
year
don't think
they're in, and Howie does something.
I don't think it'll be anything big. I don't want to give up draft picks because you have a good team. I don't want to give up draft picks in case you need something at the end to use those draft picks to trade. And that's kind of what you're giving away here
but
at the trade deadline.
I would say, though, I agree with you in some ways, but they have a young team. I mean, they have a young secondary. Their offensive line, besides Lane, is pretty young. Draft picks, for me, obviously always want to restock your team. They can be used to help this roster. They don't have like a youth problem where they need to go into draft and address.
Yeah, but can you get a player that's going to really take you to a giant
Yeah,
step?
those are hard to acquire. I agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I would say if they do something, I don't think it'll be significant, and I have not heard anything of any significance.
What
It's not
position?
going to help you with insider of the year.
Yeah, you got to give us something. Here.
Listen,
I need a name.
I recuse myself from that ridiculous thing.
If they do
because I
something-
yelled at the fans, I've been taken off.
That's right.
That dopey thing. He's still drinking that Kool-Aid, that nitwit.
What, the Sixers Kool-Aid?
Yeah, the Sixers Kool-Aid.
Yeah, no one's drinking that right now.
No. Ike
We
works
ain't
with a
about
guy
to
that's
talk
still
about the
drinking it.
Howard, if they make a move, what position? Pass rusher?
Yeah, I would think so. You want to get something on your defense. And remember, Brandon Graham's not going to be here next year.
Of course.
So, hey, listen, if you could get an absolute stud, if Cleveland would trade, but I don't think Cleveland's going to trade the guy, Myles Garrett. They're not going to trade him because they're going to get a quarterback next year that'll give him a chance. So if you could get that, then you do what you have to do. But that's not going to happen.
Howard, is today a trap game?
Here, let me explain trap to you.
Just
You nitwit.
Howard.
No.
Joe Burrow last week.
We don't need
Cowboys
an
next
explanation.
week.
A trap game
Yes or
is
no?
is a game between usually two division games or two conference games. You're playing two AFC teams. It's not a trap game.
Cowboys on the other side.
Well, the
Commanders
Cowboys
after that.
He just schooled us.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, because
Just
I
say no
understand
next time.
the terminology.
Simple.
You know what?
Simple, yes or
I
no.
just want their emotion to be the way it was last week. I want the quarterback to have the same emotion. When they run the ball, if a team, and I don't know that Jacksonville can do that, team stops in the run, then Jalen's going to have to pass. So, and then you have
Run
to
the
worry.
ball, King.
Run the ball. All right, you said emotion. Speaking of emotion, we got someone up here who's ready to bring some emotion. Every home game before the top of the hour here, we bring a fan up to lead us in an Eagles chant.
There we go.
And today we have Lewis. Lewis, you ready here, man?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's go,
Are you
Lewis.
ready? E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
That's darn good.
Yeah!
Brought the energy. A little bit premature, though. He ain't getting
That was a quick chant.
Lewis was ready to roll. All right, everyone.
Lewis does not believe in foreplay.
LeSean McCoy will join us coming up in just a couple minutes. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Undefeated since the bye.
Success takes what it takes.
Now the high-flying Eagles land back home in South Philly.
At the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games.
To welcome their former head coach to the Linc.
We won a championship there. We still got a lot of close friends, family friends.
Today, as they host the Jacksonville Jaguars. Today's game is sponsored in part by PNC Bank, PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale Systems, Verizon, NovaCare Rehabilitation, your Delaware Valley Honda dealers, Deborah Heart and Lung Center, Acme, Piazza Auto Group, and IBEW Local Union 98. You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. Hopefully today powered to a 6th win, a 4th in a row here as they welcome in the 2-6 Jacksonville Jaguars. And Doug Peterson back in town for the first time in a couple years, the championship coach back in 2017. Are joining us in just a few minutes live here on the plaza is going to be LeSean McCoy as he gets set to go into the Eagles Hall of Fame. And guys, the Eagles today have an opportunity to get to 6-2, which, Elliot, if you told me this a few weeks ago, I would have said, I don't trust them. I didn't trust them at 2-2 to reel off 4 straight wins, even though we all saw the schedule lightened up. Elliot, it feels like today could be a day that they really start earning everyone's trust if they just keep stacking these wins against teams they should beat.
Yeah, I think people should trust the team already. I think the past 3 weeks, they have played well enough where people should believe in this team. I think they've earned the benefit of the doubt. The way they're playing, the defense is better. Jalen's playing outstanding. And credit to Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni got this team out of the bye week, playing really good football. So, yeah, big win today would certainly get people excited, but I think people should be excited. This is one of the best teams in the NFL, and they're playing like it.
Well, all right, let's talk about it the way Elliot framed it. But one of the best teams in the NFL. How do we view them right now? Are we ready to put them in that
as
class?
One of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah. Are we ready to put them in that class today, or do you need to see more? Like right now, today.
Listen, no, today. I mean, they deserve to be in that class as much as anybody. All right. I mean, I know Detroit played in the NFC Championship game last year. Green Bay made it to the divisional round last year. But you look at some of the other teams in the NFC. They've been a nice story. You know, Washington, we know what Jaden Daniels is doing down there. But when you think about teams that are battle-tested, the Eagles have been in the playoffs the last 3 years. So they get the benefit of the doubt. They know what it's like to be in that deep water and play with those expectations. And it just took them a little while to round into form. And thank God the bye week came when it came. And you look at this team now and the way that they're playing, yeah, they deserve to be in that conversation. But you got to update your resume every week. So
that's a good analogy.
Yeah,
right there.
you like that one, Hugh?
I like that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I like that.
That's a good analogy.
You got to update that resume, man. And so this is a game that a good team would take care of at home. I mean, you saw what Detroit did to Tennessee last week at home. Like, that's what the Eagles – I'm not saying they need to go out and score 52 points, but you don't let a team like Jacksonville hang around.
Bad if they bad. You beat them because they bad. If they bad, you beat them because they bad.
How you like this one? You don't play with your food. Finish your meal.
There you go. That's a good one.
That would resonate with you right there.
I'm on a roll right now.
That's a good one right there. That's a good one.
Well, I don't know if it's food or resume or whatever it is, but Hugh, they got to keep stacking wins, including today, because the schedule does get a little more challenging in the month of November. Right? At Dallas, Washington here, which is going to be a huge game 2 weeks from now. At the Rams, at the Ravens. Like the next 4 games after today are a real challenge. They get to 6-2. They got a little wiggle room this next month before
Yeah.
the end of the season where it's a little softer of a schedule.
Yeah, they do, but I still want them to play well. Here's another one for you. Don't get your meat where you make your bread.
I thought you was going to say something.
Yeah,
else.
I don't know where these
Goodness
expressions are
gracious.
now. I'm just saying, we throw it.
This is a family pregame show, Mr. Douglas.
We throwing out analogies. I just felt like throwing out one too. But no, seriously, it's one of those situations where you have the momentum on your side, and now you have your division opponents coming up. We know what Dallas is. We've seen them. But I tell you what, that's the game that, if you want to talk about a trap game, that's the one that could potentially be
Next
a trap.
week?
Yeah, because you don't want to overlook the Dallas Cowboys. And you're for damn
Overlook
sure.
the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, no, but you know what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is, you throw every time we play those teams, the Washington Commodores or whatever, and the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
You always throw the record out the window.
Yeah.
Because that you're going to get your best. And what I say when I say you can't overlook them, this team has to keep the momentum going that they've established after the bye. You got to figure out a way to keep it going.
Yeah, look, I don't think the Cowboys game, Elliott, is going to be a trap game, but that Commanders game, the season's probably coming out of those two Commanders games, Elliott.
Yeah, that Thursday night game against Washington is going to be one of the biggest games they've had against Washington in a really, really long time.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, I really think the season will be determined by that. The Eagles will either be a wild card or they'll be a division champ based on those two games. Joining us right now, a guy that knows something about being a division champion and one of the best players in Eagles franchise history. Joining us right now on the Eagles Radio Network pregame show.
Came up here. Hey, look at
Shady
all.
McCoy joining us as he gets set to go into the Eagles.
Look at all monochromatic.
Give this guy a big round of applause.
That big old
LeSean Shady McCoy
What's up,
as he
man?
gets set to go in the Eagles Hall of Fame. LeSean, man, how we doing, man? You ready for today? Eagles Hall of Famer LeSean McCoy?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to
How's
go.
How's that sound when I say it? Eagles Hall of Famer LeSean
He
McCoy.
dressed so nice,
You know,
too.
I told all my friends, listen, man, after Sunday, on Monday, you can't say Shady without saying EHOF first.
That's right.
I mean, you. What
I feel you, dog. I feel you.
All right, what's up, dog?
What's up, baby? Hey, I don't want to put family business on the air, but Hugh and I didn't get an invite last night. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying. That's all I'm
I
saying,
wasn't
Shady.
gonna say nothing. That's an offensive thing. Like, we play defense. You know, B West was there, so he represented. We kind of live vicariously through B West.
No.
It's an offensive thing.
First
man.
of all, I didn't do none of the invites. They told all, you know what I mean, all my people. Y'all my dog.
It's all, dude. I was in the
Listen,
bed by 11.
Bro,
You know
I was
can't hang.
B2. We were asleep. Don't worry about
Oh,
it.
it wasn't an event for y'all at 11 o'clock.
How you feeling, man?
I feel good. What's up, Eagle fans? How y'all doing? Yeah. I feel, look at the 25. I feel good, man.
Oh, they got a whole sign for you.
They got every
it was
letter.
they prematurely.
Let him see the Shady
Let
sign
him see the
out.
sign.
Oh,
Now,
I like that. Oh, y'all make me cry. Don't make me cry up here like this.
Don't cry yet.
Okay.
You got a little bit of time. So what is this like for you, man? I mean, like they had the video of the snow game that you were in, when you played in it. What was your thoughts going into that game? Did you have a feeling that game might be something special for you?
Before I even answer this question, I asked Hugh, like, dog, as a young, I watched you dominate. You know what I'm saying? And you was in the Hall of Fame and all that. So I wanted some tips.
Yeah.
This brother told me, man, I can't even find my jacket.
Nah.
Well, wait a minute. Technically, wait a minute. I know where. Wait a minute.
I'm not sure about that.
I didn't
Wait a
tell
minute.
Mr. Lurie that,
Wait
though.
a minute. Hold up, though. But Shady, you dress like I didn't even dress like you. You've come with so much like class, and you dressed up all night. I ain't even dressed up, dog. I ain't even dressed up. Because because that's not. I mean, you look nice, but still. Okay, so answer my question. Take this pressure off of me and answer the question.
So that snow game. You know what though? When we got to the stadium, it wasn't really snowing. So.
Yep.
So I didn't expect to have that type of game because I thought it was like a regular game and they had a good defense.
Uh-huh.
I know I get like 100 yards, but I didn't know I get 200 some yards. But
man, that was a phenomenal. Man, when I watched that, I'm just like, damn.
Hey, we couldn't even see though. Yo, imagine you can't see the first downs, none of that type of stuff. It was crazy.
So you were just running, just hoping for the best.
It was fun because like all the top tier defensive players, they couldn't really hit me how they wanted to hit me. Eric, the speed's reduced because of the snow.
Yeah.
And then when you did hit me and you tackled to the ground, it's like I'm falling on pillows. So I wasn't really.
Hey, listen, you was out there like Barry, man. You know.
I don't know about Barry, but I was doing my thing though.
One of my favorite players, not just because he played for the Eagles, but watching Shady play the game of football. We grew up in an era where running backs, were how you built your franchise. You built your franchise around running backs. And so having a guy like you be an Eagle, man, it gave us a lot of joy on Sundays. This fan base, they still love watching you when you were running the football. I remember the first time I seen you play, dude, when you ran up you might have had two that day against Michigan State when you was out there.
You remember? I
watched
you know he's gonna remember that.
Yes. That's the first time I seen Shay. I'm like, who is this dude?
Wait, that was my first. Wow, I was surprised. I'm like, that was my first time starting in college.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what, 18, 19? Like
yeah, man. And man, you could tell then that you were a home run player. Best running back in Eagles history. No question about it. Best running back in Eagles history. Player of the decade.
Oh, yeah. Right.
All pro. You're talking about a guy who has Hall of Fame credentials. And hopefully one day he'll be in Canton, Ohio. That's how great he was as a player, man. That's all real. That's all real, bro. That's what you were as a player here. We love watching you up and down the field. Every time you touched the ball, it felt like you could break one and take it to the house.
Definitely a home run hitter.
Appreciate that. It's funny because I remember I asked Andy Reid, like, hey, man, let me run the ball a little bit more. he would say, Shady, if I let you run the ball too much, I won't go to heaven. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Randy always joking around all the time. But it's funny, like, my career was really, really good. And I always say, like, I didn't even get, like, a lot of carries. When you see all these other Hall of Fame running backs, right? Because, you know, every player does this. They compare the stats and all that.
Yeah.
And I only had 300 carries twice. And like, even getting the carries, it's hard to hit me. So I never was, like, super sore. I never really got hurt. Because you can't really hit me like that. Yeah. You know, but it worked out well, huh?
That's pretty good.
What players would you say early in your career helped you get to where you are?
It's a lot. I'll keep it short. A guy like Deuce Staley, man, Deuce. I get emotional on Deuce. You know, we were young enough where, like, as a player and a coach, where he was still just removed from the game, right? And he would give it to me real. There were times where I have a good game, and he'd be like, "Hey, man, this is soft." And I used to say, "Deuce, we don't run the same." Right? I always say, "I don't run like you. You don't run like me, and I run better than you were." You know what I mean? but Deuce was great. I never had a coach when I left the Eagles push me the way he pushed me. He made me be great. You know, it's like I'm telling people all the time, like, confidence is the best thing. We watched the World Series where supposedly the best hitter this year, right, was in a slump.
Yeah.
His confidence was down. You get what I'm saying? So it don't matter who the player is. If you don't have confidence, you have nothing. And Deuce, when I was freaking rookie trying to steal reps from Westbrook, like, hey, Russ, you look good there, man. Can I get a player too?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Deuce would have me in there focused and always competing to be better and better. So he gave my confidence. And after that, that's all she wrote.
Yeah. Shady, what was it like playing in front of this fan base, this crowd on a weekly basis? And you had perspective, right? Because you didn't play your whole career here. You left, right? Buffalo and Tampa. What was Philadelphia like for you as a player? What did it just feel different here?
Oh my God, ain't even close. You know, it's funny. Like, I've been in so many different places, right? Well, not that many, but a couple teams, and like, you might find more fans because the stadium might be bigger, right? Maybe the stadium might be a little louder. There's nowhere like Philadelphia fans. They are so passionate. They love it. Look. The Eagle fans are the only fans I ever played for where they hold you accountable. And I love that. And everybody can't play here. Right? Because they got some soft skin. They ain't got no thick skin. You will not last Philadelphia. I remember certain teammates like, look, man, you know, the fans would get on because he might jump to me first downs. And I remember he was complaining. I said, bro, are they wrong? Are they wrong?
Yeah, keep it a beat.
I love Philly fans, man. So shout out to y'all. Every player that really player, they love the Eagle fans. Y'all keep it real. And I love it. And if you listen, I watch you guys terrorize Santa Claus, all right? Philly fans the best.
Yeah, and dude, you're doing some great things in your post-career. Love watching you on FS1. You got the facility now with the fellas, Acho and James Jones and Chase Daniel. You're also doing stuff in the community, in your community, for your community with affordable housing. How is post-football been for you?
Oh, I love it. You know, I be telling my son, because he's always bringing up my football days. And I say, yo, you never want to be used to. I used to be all decade running back. I used to be the franchise leader, right? Yep. Now I got other things I'm doing. I was on the show, a couple days ago, and Hugh don't even know this, but I was like, Hugh, dog, it's funny. I watch a player that, like, you play at a high level, and then you lead a game, right? And you go on mainstream TV, like, There's so many great players that can't do that. You know what I mean? I see he had them little bow ties and all that. And I was like, yo, but like, you don't even know what you did for other players like myself. So now it's like, I'm not done yet. I'm still trying to be great. And then on affordable, helping people out, it is my foundation. We always, help families on Christmas, right? Adopt the families with that, Thanksgiving, all these things, but it was temporary. And I was like, how can I make a real impact? And if you build affordable housing for people to live in, that's real deal impact.
Yeah, that's true. So are you gonna cry, man? Because when the fans, they're gonna get that one last shady out there when they put that jacket on you, man. You're gonna have a moment. You're gonna have a time to speak. You think you're gonna cry?
Nah, I ain't gonna do no crying. No. I ain't doing no crying.
What do you think about the game today?
They're
gonna get you a win?
Cry is when I got traded. I did cry that day. I couldn't believe that.
You were the only one. The fans here.
I wasn't gonna go there.
Since we're going down that road,
I couldn't even believe that. Look, true story. I never told. Well, I probably did. So I'm in Miami training right now. I never clean my locker after the season. Like, I'm going to be here. Like,
because you French,
right? That year I was like third in rushing. Yeah. Right. I mean, Mr. Laurie, we touched all the time. Ain't no way I'm going.
Right.
So my agent Drew Rosehouse, he said, Shady, this is not a joke. First thing he said to me, it's not a joke. The Eagles have traded you to the Buffalo Bills. I say, what? I said, what do you mean? He said, no, it did. So the first thing I did was, he said, Chip thought that this and that was better for you to go there and whatever it is. Y'all called him like 10 times. I left him 3 messages. I said,
you called Chip. Okay.
I called Chip. I said, now you let Deshaun Jackson go to the Washington football Commanders or
whatever.
Right.
Commodores.
I said, and I said, yo, your judgment ain't wrong. If you don't think I'm still the best running back in the league or one of the top dudes, put me in the division. Let's see what it is. See me 2 times a year. He never returned that call.
Yeah.
I was hurt though. Dog.
Yeah.
I remember in Buffalo, man, like my first year, I was like, yo, I'll be in the locker room like, dang, I got blue and red on.
What the hell is this?
What is this?
What part of the game is this?
What is this? But it is what it is. I'm back home.
Yeah.
Well, that's what matters today. People get to give you one more round of applause, one more shade. Shady, we know you're a busy guy. You got to move around here.
Yeah,
halftime today, you get inducted Eagles off it. One last question for you, because I know the whole crowd wants to hear you say it. We're following the rest of the NFL today. We're watching their games. Shady, I got one question for you. Dak Prescott, how would you describe him? Dak is what?
No. He's ass.
Shady, thank you so much for being here on the pregame show. Congratulations again. Eagles Hall of Famer LeSean McCoy. Coming up next, we will have Merrill Reese with his keys to the game. This is the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Hi, this is Joe Medterchik, PNC Bank Regional President. Sticking to the fundamentals, not wavering from the game plan, is a great philosophy for football and banking. And for nearly 160 years, our dedicated local PNC teams are in formation to help fans receive sound and reliable, personalized financial advice to get them across the goal line. Because, as we see it, a win for them is a win for the greater Philadelphia community. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Hey, Eagles fans, this is Eagles All-Pro wide receiver Mike Quick. Phones weren't made to be broken, but life happens. So when you break your phone, Verizon and Philly's got you. Trade in any phone for one of their top brands in any condition. Guaranteed, and get a great deal on one of their best 5G phones with unlimited ultimate. Switch now and save. Available at any Philly area Verizon store.
Know what's below, because even minor excavation projects like installing a mailbox, building a patio, or putting up a fence can do major damage. Contact 811 before you dig, or visit pa1call.org to submit a locate request to have underground utilities marked.
Dear Spotlight, Toyota has more all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles than any other brand. Find your perfect ride, and you'll shine bright day or night. Toyota, let's go places.
What's on the menu for football season? Pork, of course. Get ready for game day with Hatfield and put some pork on your fork. Elevate your kickoff cuisine and halftime feast with Hatfield's winning lineup of marinated pork tenderloins, pork loin fillets, ground pork and sausage, bacon and ham. Whether you're the tailgate king or gridiron gourmet, Hatfield helps you savor the taste of victory. Visit simplyhatfield.com for play-by-play menu inspiration. Find your flavor with Hatfield.
Just like our offensive line protects our star quarterback, plumbers protect the health of the nation. And Philadelphia Plumbers Union Local 690 is no different. In hospitals, commercial, industrial, and residential, with the best trained plumbers in the world, you can be sure your project is done on time and on budget, no matter how big or small. So when your business needs to build new or expand existing facilities, you can count on the members of Plumbers Union Local 690. Visit plumbers690.org.
The working families of Laona Labor's District Council of Pennsylvania, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia are proud contributors to all aspects of growth in this great city. The Labor's District Council provides safe, well-trained, productive workers who enable projects to be done on time and under budget. We appreciate our signatory contractors and their commitment to fairness and equality. Laborers, we're building a better future today.
Brought to you by the Laborers District Council Licit Fund.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. It begins with a game plan, preparing yourself for success on and off the field. Because when the lights are on, that's when preparation meets opportunity. And the best part about winning is winning as one. Build your tomorrow with Lincoln Financial.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
This is Brandon Graham. Eagles football plays here. 94 WIP.
You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network.
I'm about to go there.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by
he got the marker.
Verizon. All right, we got a lot going on here. Eagles Hall of Famer LeSean McCoy joined us, and we go from one Eagles Hall of Famer to another. Merrill Reese from the booth as we get set to get Merrill's keys to the game. Merrill, how are you today?
I'm great. It was great hearing Shady. I'll tell you, I had so much fun just trying to keep up with his runs over the years. What an amazing, amazing running back.
He was elusive and quick and strong. He was a great player, great hands out of the backfield as well. And Merrill, he gave us a lot of great memories in Eagles uniform. Hopefully today, some more good memories as the Eagles will induct Shady and take on the Jaguars led by Doug Peterson. Merrill, let's talk about today's game and your keys to the Eagles' sixth victory of the season.
Okay, Joe. Number one, contain Trevor Lawrence. The Jags quarterback is always dangerous. He has a big arm plus the ability to take off at any time. So keep him in the pocket. Number two, no major surprise. Give the ball to Saquon Barkley early and often. He wears down defenses and eventually breaks loose, but still strike deep against the 31st ranked pass defense. And number three, win the turnover battle. Last week, the Eagles actually forced an interception and a fumble. There is nothing that gives a team a bigger lift.
Yeah, we hadn't seen one of those kind of second halves in a while, Merrill, where they got big turnovers to finish the game. Let's get some more today. Merrill, we appreciate it. Have a great call in the game. We'll be listening, and hopefully a win to get to 6-2 today.
Thank you, Joe. Have a good afternoon.
There he goes. Merrill Reese there with his keys to the game.
Merrill Reese.
All right, one of the things that that Merrill said there, Hugh, that is interesting is he said, when you throw it, you could throw deep on this team, right? The Jacksonville defense, not very good. It'll be interesting, Hugh, to see how they come out today because statistically the Jaguars are not a good pass defense, right? Yeah. So they've been more of a run-based team. Lane Johnson talked about it on Friday that they wanted to get back to that, and it's worked. But Hugh, today it's nice weather. It's not that windy. It's not, you could see how the Eagles could look at the Jaguars today and say, we can attack them through the air.
Yeah, but, we've also seen the last couple of weeks, it takes us a little while for the passing game to go.
Yep.
And I think it's important going into this game to put your foot on this team's neck immediately. I think that's important because we've seen, like I've said earlier in this show, where when you let a team linger around and you let them feel like they can play with you, then they tend to rise up at the second half and try to make it a game. We don't need to do that today. We need to take care of business. Shady McCoy Day, There's a lot of fans out here in Eagles Green, Kelly Green. Let's just go ahead and get this thing over with, man. If we can have a nice, stressful night, non-stressful night. The clocks then went back. Wait a minute, they did go back, right?
Fall back, yes.
They fell back.
Spring forward, fall back.
They fell back. I had to get that right.
Yeah, the bar was open till 3 is what it
Yeah,
really
you know what I mean?
meant.
Basically, so just give us a stress-free day and let us ease into our Monday real nice, real nice.
I also think that this team has gained momentum over the last few weeks. Today is a day to get some momentum going in the passing game. I'm not saying you go into this like just trying to do that, because obviously you need to win the game. Saquon needs to touch the ball a ton. But you think about the Giants game, he barely threw the ball. He threw it better last week against the Bengals. Today is a day to get some real momentum going for Jalen when it comes to, keep taking care of the ball, but also making big plays through the air. The Jaguars' defense and secondary is arguably the worst in the entire NFL. They should be able to move the ball on this team through the air.
Well, they should, and they play a lot of man coverage, Elliot. A.J. Brown is almost unguardable in man coverage. Today, sometimes it's pretty simple. Throw the ball to A.J. Brown today. I don't think they have the defense or the corners or the scheme to stop, A.J. Brown going down the field.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with them taking 2, 3, 4 shots a game down the field to AJ, because he'll make one of them. He will. And the Jaguars' corners are not that good. There are none of them that can cover him one-on-one. You bring up what he's done in single coverage this year. I think that Jalen's like 16 for 16 with like 3 touchdowns throwing to single coverage in AJ. I think AJ is the best player on the team. You have to get him the ball and get him involved.
The other thing that Merrill brought up there was turnovers. This defense hadn't created many for a long time. And then it was wild to watch last week because that game was pretty close. And the score between the Eagles and the Bengals was not close. But that was, to the end of the third quarter, a very close game. Then they get the turnovers, and it's like all of a sudden they just ended it. If they could start generating more turnovers here, this thing really could go moving fast.
Opportunistic defense. That was the key. We get a little piece. We get a little bit more of this defense every week. We get a little piece. We get another piece. Last week, we got the turnovers. The week before that, we started tackling better. So this week, we got to get some more turnovers. Hopefully, this is the week where it really starts to turn around for us. It's a funny thing about playing defense. It's more about confidence more so than anything else. It's being out there knowing that the dude you got across, you're going to kick his butt, and you're going to do it for 4 quarters. And that's what it's all about. And I think that this defense is starting to believe that they can do that.
Yeah, some good news for the Eagles coming out of Dallas. Dak Prescott out for the game with a hamstring injury.
Wow.
So you look at that game next week. If the Eagles take care of business today, go to 6-2, you could be staring 7-2 in the face against Cooper Rush.
Well,
let's get through today.
What's important to note about that is the game is
looking ahead, Ellie.
It's important to note.
Come on, you look ahead past this.
No, that's important. So Dallas is not down 4 scores where maybe they took him out precautionary. It's only a 2-score game.
No, it's a hamstring.
If he's out, he can't play, which is it's a huge thing.
Put in Trey Lance.
Woo! All right, that is one to keep our eye on. All right, coming up next, Elliot's 3 keys to the game. This is the Eagles Radio
Best
Network,
segment of the week.
presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
The Nissan Rogue with available Google built-in helps you make the most of your drive. Take care of the small stuff, like, hey Google, cool down my car. And hey Google, turn on the dog feeder. Or change up your adventure. Hey Google, navigate me to the nearest music venue. Handle your drive like a pro.
Experience the ultimate connection in the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. Now get a low $289 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Not equipped on all vehicles. Requires compatible device. Sequences shortened and simulated. Activation of Nissan Connect services package required. Only use features when safe and legal to do so. Data rates may apply. Subject to third-party service availability. Google, Google Play, and Google Maps are trademarks of Google LLC. Well-qualified lessees. 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive. $47.79 initial payment excludes tax, title, and license. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 11/4/24.
Kick off game day the right way this season with Hers, the snack that's rooted in Philly. They've been a hometown favorite for nearly 8 decades and counting. So when you say their first team all flavor, you can taste it. Hers runs a deep roster of unbelievable flavors like zesty, sour cream and onion, sweet and smoky honey barbecue, and slightly spicy jalapeno kettle chips. So next Birds game, you can't help but go for 2. Bags, that is. Hers, rooted in flavor.
Roto-Rooter. Plumbing problem? No match for a little DIY duct tape. Shoot, hold on. Nope. There we go. No match for a little... dang it. Wait. Duct tape and a wrench. Leaks are no match for duct tape and a wrench. And a bucket and a towel, more duct tape, a hammer, this random tube I found in the basement, another bucket, more tape, a little more tape. Perfect. On second thought, maybe leave plumbing to the pros at Roto-Rooter.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Modern Group is your trusted authorized Hyundai forklift dealer in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, helping lift your team to victory. With trucks ranging from all types of sizes, let Modern be your Hyundai forklift provider. Modern Group also services and sells parts for all forklifts. And right now, Modern Group is hiring technicians. Signing bonus, great pay, benefits, and employee-owned. Join a winning team. Visit moderngroup.com for your forklift needs.
Football is all about protection. Helmet protects your head. The line protects the QB. But what's protecting you? With Penny, Pennsylvania's health insurance marketplace, you can protect yourself with high-quality health coverage at the lowest costs. It's open enrollment. Doors are open for Pennsylvanians to apply and enroll at penny.com. Enroll by December 15th. You're worth protecting at pennie.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
This football season, get in the game at Acme. Buy participating products and receive touchdown tokens to redeem for entries into the Swoop In and Win sweepstakes. You could win 2025 Eagles season tickets or autographed Eagles merch and more. Acme, the official supermarket of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Check it out, the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and camera control for easy access. At Verizon, you can get it when you trade in any phone from one of their top brands.
Any?
Any.
Even if it's 4 years old?
Yeah.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk?
Yep.
Even if it's 4 years old and I drop it on the sidewalk, then a scooter runs it over, so now it's not just old and cracked, but shattered?
With Verizon, the answer is always yes. New and existing customers can trade in any phone from one of our top brands in any condition for the new iPhone 16 Pro with Unlimited Ultimate. Trade-in terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
This week at Acme, don't miss the football items of the week. Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew or Bubbly for $3.99 each when you buy 5. Or Butterball Original or White Turkey Burgers for $9.99. Stop in and discover why football is better at Acme, your tailgating headquarters.
Talking Eagles Jags tomorrow on the WIP Morning Show. Joe DeCamera and John Ritchie.
This is the Verizon Pregame Show on Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. And, you know, it's time for everyone's favorite segment of the week. It's time for the Keys to the Game, brought to you by United Tire. For the best tire prices anywhere, don't drive alone. Drive United. ESP's Keys to the Game.
3 keys with ESP.
Wow. I like that. Rhymes. Number one, another bad week of opposing offensive tackles. The Jaguars traded Cam Robinson this week. They're starting Walker Little on one side. Exactly. And Anton Harrison on the other. These are tackles that Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat, Bryce Huff even should be able to get pressure again against. Number one, dominate another bad offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Hugh, if Bryce Huff can't get a sack on Walker Little,
man, he got to get it.
That's on you.
That's a 2-sack day. Matter of fact, I forgot to put that parlay in.
2-sack day.
2-sack, $2. But I already betted 3 today.
Save that money, Hugh.
You know, that's
Gotta get a
$5
parlay
bet.
going.
That'd be a
$5.
$5.
What do we got for number 2, Elliot?
Number 2, stop the run. The Jaguars are missing basically every receiver today. I know Brian Thomas Jr. is playing, but he's banged up. They don't have Christian Kirk. If you stop them from running the ball, which they have been effective at this year, the only 2 times they've won a game, they've had over 100 yards rushing. So stop the run, make them beat you through the air, and the Eagles should be able to win the game.
So one thing on that, first couple of weeks, the Eagles were bad against the run.
Yeah.
I'd say since week 3, they got to be a top 5, top 10 rushing defense. They've been good at it, so hopefully that continues today, Elliot.
Number 3, don't give this team any hope. The Eagles are better than the Jaguars. They should go up early. Obviously, scoring in the first quarter has been a problem. If you get up 10-0 on this team, all the talk's going to be, Doug's going to be fired. The Jaguars, go out. Don't give this team any hope. Keep the momentum going you had last week. Get a big lead and make it a good day for these fans.
All right, what's the official ruling on what happened last week? So they didn't score in the first quarter, but they scored on their first drive.
First drive counts.
So it's over?
Yeah, it's the first.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still going to tweet it, but yeah.
Can I get points on the board in the first 15 minutes?
Well,
I'm not asking for much.
Well, the defense needed to get off the field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they needed to get off the field.
Maybe, can they take
I'm with Elliot. It's the first drive. It counts.
Yeah, it counts. But also, they have the second best offense in the NFL after the first quarter. So as much as we concentrate on it, this offense has been pretty good this year.
I think pretty good is a way to frame it. Yeah. Now
good.
the question is, can they
need to be phenomenal?
Can they get to great? I think they've been. Well, I would say they've been a good offense.
Well, when they have AJ Brown this year, they're averaging almost 30 points and they're undefeated.
Well, he's out there today, isn't he?
Yeah. So I mean, like when they've had all their guys, I think the coaching staff has done a good job of utilizing them and getting the most out of this talent.
Yeah, they have. And the point you brought up also about the other side and they're not having their offensive tackles. It's a day that they shouldn't give Trevor Lawrence time to throw. Their pass rush has been better, Hugh, the last 3 weeks. Finally, it's come along here.
Yeah, but now we've not started to get quarterbacks on the ground. You got to get them on the ground now.
Well,
it's been at a better rate, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they get them on the ground more consistent.
They did it against the Giants. They did it against the Browns. Not so much last week against Joe Burrow. Trevor Lawrence. What do we think of Trevor Lawrence quickly? He was supposed to be a great quarterback, Ike. He has not been a great quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and I wasn't in love with Trevor Lawrence when he came out. I think you see physical tools there, but he's
kind of a loser.
Yeah, well, it's something about
he's just okay.
He's so mild-mannered. I need a little personality. I need a little fire. I can't imagine what he's like to sort of like lead the team on the field. And
I agree.
So
off.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man, because they don't have the best weapons, but he has talent down there around.
Well, he definitely has ability to make a play if the Eagles make a mistake. Like he has a special arm.
Sure.
So yeah.
He does. Well, hopefully I don't give him a chance to do it today. All right, coming up next, our predictions for the game, the Eagles and the Jaguars. This is the Eagles Radio Network presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.
Hey, Eagles fans, this is Merrill Reese. Phones weren't made to be broken, but life happens. So when you break your phone, Verizon in Philly's got you. Trade in any phone from one of their top brands in any condition, guaranteed, and get a great deal on one of their best 5G phones with unlimited ultimate. Switch now and save. Available at a Philly area Verizon store.
It's happening again. Those missed tackles are starting to stack up. Your friends pleading with players who can't hear them, sweating it out week after week. But not you. Why? Because whether they score or not, there's always another way to win on the BetParx Casino app. New casino users score up to $1,000 bonus back in their first 24 hours. Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 plus. Located in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan. New users only. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details. Casino bonus must be wagered.
Get rid of those flimsy tablets and slow computers and get your team the game changer and point-of-sale solutions for restaurants, casinos, and bars, PDQ POS. Their state-of-the-art technology ensures that transactions are swift, secure, and hassle-free. PDQ Signature Systems is not just a POS system, it's a complete business management solution. Join the thousands of companies that have made the switch and upgraded to a customized POS solution from PDQ Signature Systems. Visit PDQPOS.com.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Operating engineers are the men and women that move mountains. And the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, ELEC, puts them to work. They create opportunities for the men, women, and union signatory contractors of Local 825, repaving our roads, keeping our homes bright and warm, and even building our favorite team stadium. We understand infrastructure. That's why ELEC and Local 825 are ready to get to work.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out of pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
We are all quarterbacks of our financial future, and we have to be boldly committed to the process. It begins with a game plan, preparing yourself for success on and off the field. Not just thinking about short-term wins, but long-term goals. And the best part about winning is winning as one. Build your tomorrow with Lincoln Financial.
Lincoln Financial is the marketing name for Lincoln National Corporation and affiliates, copyright 2024. Lincoln Financial is a sponsor of Jalen Hurts, who has received compensation.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling if it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Breaking down this Eagles-Jags game tomorrow on the afternoon show, 2 to 6, right here on 94 WIP.
You're listening to the Verizon Pregame Show on the Eagles Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Verizon Pregame Show. The Philadelphia Eagles powered by Verizon. Eagles Jaguars, a 4:05 kickoff. Doug Peterson back. Shady going to the Hall of Fame, and the Eagles a big favorite in the game. All right, guys, let's get to it. Our predictions for how this one plays out. Eagles favored by 7.5. This should be a victory. Let's start with Hugh Douglas. He hit an 8-leg parlay last week. He knows his stuff.
Mr. 8-leg parlay in the building.
All right, what are we thinking,
$2
Hugh?
whole. You know what, man? I've been sitting here thinking, and I don't like to make these predictions all willy-nilly, but I'm feeling like the score is going to be 28-14 Eagles. It just feels like that.
14, okay.
That's a good win.
Double them up.
Double
them up.
Not all willy-nilly. You talking this Mr. 8-leg parlay right here, baby.
You know, Hugh, you
make money.
You could bet exact scores if you want. You can go find that one.
Hi, Keely Ringo mama. I see you over there. She ain't paying attention. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, hey, Keely Ringo mama. How you doing, Keely Ringo mama? Yeah, talking to you, 22.
Yeah, I think she heard you.
Yeah,
All right.
she heard
All
me
right,
that time.
Relax, move on.
Let me take this thing back before we go off the rails. Hugh Douglas, you're not the only one predicting a double-digit victory, because I'm going to predict one as well. Eagles 27, Jaguars 17. It's the right matchup. It's the right spot. Eagles take care of business today and win the game by 10 points. Elliot, what are you feeling?
Yeah, I think they're going to win the game. They're playing at a high level. They're better than the Jaguars. 30-21 Eagles. I think you'll feel good about this team for another week after the game.
Well, that's what we want to do.
Did you just say Jags?
What did you say? What?
What'd I say?
Jaguars.
Jaguars. What else did you miss say?
Jaguars.
I thought he said they won.
Jaguars.
Yeah. He didn't pick them to win, though.
No, he didn't.
No.
He's done that all week.
All week,
The
yeah.
Jaguar
I'll just say
thing.
Jags if that's better. Yeah.
Hugh, what are you, a Wires or a Wars guy?
I don't give a damn what you call it.
You played for them.
Technically, I know I vacationed in Jackson.
Technically, you stole money. All right, you're up. What do you got?
Listen, I'm feeling good about today's game. Listen, we're coming out. We're going to put the beat down on the Jags today. I like it 30-17 Birds, man. 30-17 Birds.
All right, 30-17.
We got a big Saquon day today. Big Saquon day today.
It's a big day, a Kelly Green day, a Hall of Fame day for Shady. Yeah, get those bets in. All right, that is it for us today. That wraps up the Verizon pregame show. Remember to stay tuned after the game for the PDQ Restaurant Point of Sale Systems postgame show with Rob Ellis and Jason Avant. For Hugh Douglas, Elliot Shore-Parks, Dave Spadaro, Ike Reese, Ruben Frank, Howard Eskin, Dave Breitmeyer, Dan Wilson, Austin Yim, Mike Angelino, Tucker Bagley, Ricky Valentine, and Steve Scalish. I'm Joe Giglio. Now stay tuned for Merrill and Mike as they bring you all the action on the Eagles Radio Network, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865 on 94 WIP.